I just got up. It's cold in the house. I just cranked the heat up. I think I have figured it all out. I think I have come full circle, and I think I have figured it all out. The life-threatening insomnia, I think I finally have it all figured out. And it's taken decades to figure out, and years and years of torture. I had 4.5 hours of sleep. Yeah, it's so hard. You know, you could be looking at me right now and not understand that I'm having so many symptoms. And it's like I'm in this storm and I'm yelling out at you, trying to tell you things. I'm yelling over all the noise and the tinnitus and the pain and exhaustion and kind of feel like my oxygen is low. I'm just gonna pop on the exhibitor. Yeah, I feel like I've figured it all out. And like a lot of people out there, when your insomnia becomes so bad and life-threatening, you wonder if you have that rare sleep disease. What is it called? Fatal familial insomnia, or you wonder what's going on, because there are no answers, right? And man, what a long journey this was. Just watching my oxygen drop here. Just give me a second. Sometimes it's dipping too low. What a journey it has been. And what disappoints me most is the behavior of professionals when they've gotten things wrong. Oh my God, I can think of, I remember when my last long-term family doctor referred me to this other referred me to, because I was convinced for years that I was being misdiagnosed, and I was. And they convinced themselves that nothing was wrong with me. And I remember, and you can think that doctors can be completely delusional about what's going on with your health. Doctors can be absolutely delusional and unknowingly negatively influencing other doctors that nothing is wrong with you, and that you're delusional, or you're depressed or anxious, and they can all convince each other that you're delusional, or that this is a psych issue. And I remember I get these memories back, and these memories blow my mind. Dealing with professionals who absolutely are certain that they're correct. They're certain that you're crazy, or you're depressed or anxious, or have PTSD or whatever, and that's where your issues are coming from. And I remember my last long-term family doctor, who really was Really, I walked into him cold off the street. He didn't know anything about me. And he wanted to call the previous doctor to talk to her about my case. And I said no. And he said, why not? And I said, because I don't want her negatively influencing you. And he said, okay. And I left and he called her. You know what? Doctors need to start having faith in people. We put 100% of our faith and trust into them, or we used to. And I don't think they have any faith in us. And I left and he phoned her, seeking to be guided and misled or poisoned by her, seeking someone else's opinion. Because he a friend of mine said, I'm amazed, and this blows me away too. She said, I'm amazed how they aren't up for a challenge, how they aren't up to solving a mystery and wanting to be the hero in someone's story, instead of just wanting to dismiss you and building this false narrative about you for years. It's amazing how no one wanted to come into this situation and just forget about what all the other doctors have said and just go into this with your own intuition and medical knowledge. And it's amazing how they want to stick to groupthink. And you can fail and torture and kill patients this way by refusing to think independently. And the thing is, their attitude to all of this, when you finally figure it all out, they don't applaud you. They don't congratulate you. They're angry. They're angry because a patient has figured it out and not them. No, they're angry because of the mistakes that they've made, and they're angry at you. They've got this misplaced anger. They're very angry at you when they got it wrong for years and you figured it out. And it's so unfair and unjust, and there's no way of getting out of that because they have all the power in your medical records. So I remember he sent me to this family doctor. I don't know how it went down. I can't remember. Or maybe I was considering to find another family doctor. I can't remember why he referred me to her to talk about my sleep issues. And I mean, I was at the point where I was sleeping 3 hours every night and really, really suffering. I hadn't gotten to the point yet where I was sleeping 1 or 2 hours a night, but sleeping 3 hours a night, I'd lost everything already, or almost everything. And I really couldn't drive most of the time anymore. I was so impaired, sleep impaired. And he sends me to this woman, and the shtick, the persona, how they portray themselves. And I see these moments like clips from a movie in my mind, and I'm sitting there with her, and she's about my age or maybe a bit older, and she's talking to me all compassionately, and she pulled up a chair so we're face to face with no desk between us, and she put her arm on mine, and she's all loving and compassionate, and I'm sure you'll figure it all out, and just and I'm begging for help, and I know something's wrong with me. I know something's physically wrong with me, and I'm begging for help. And they will, talk to you and try to placate you like you're this mental case when you desperately need medical care, not psych care. And these moments stick in my mind like clips from a movie, and my God, they can kill you by not believing in anything. They can kill you by believing the narrative that they created in your medical record. It's mind-blowing. And I was literally tortured. And they genuinely believe, that you're suffering from anxiety or stress or depression. When you're fighting for medical care, you need them to be investigative, and you need them to think like a detective, like a medical detective. And if we had medically educated advocates, medical detectives, this could have stopped years and years ago. I was literally tortured. And I think I have figured most of it out now. And now it's a matter of getting the right device for my jaw, and my body learning how to sleep again, and my body trying to get out of fight or flight from all the torture, from all the trauma, from the threats. Doctors have threatened me. Like, what's all gone down here is unbelievable. But I think I'm on the right track, and I think I have figured almost everything out. Maybe I figured it all out. Time will tell. It's heartbreaking what has been done to me. But what's even more, psychologically too much for my mind to handle is how they rage at you figuring things out, or how, there's this vindictive sentiment. I have every right to be angry at what they've done to me, and they will rage at you silently in your medical records with comments, making you look crazy, making you look unhinged, and it's vindictive. It's an inability to rise above the situation and admit that they've royally screwed up and apologize. And that is like, that's 1,000%, unjust. That's hard to live with, because these are powerful people, right? They know that. We're just regular working folks out here trying to scrape by, trying to scrape a living. And, they're so embarrassed by having dropped the ball in such a big way that they will rage against you to deny everything that happened. And that's heartbreaking it's heartbreaking. I gotta go. I gotta have a sneezing attack.